FPUC Retro heats up, baby. It could be in the fourth stimulus package as a push to put it in there is underway. But what is FPUC Retro? In this throwback video, I explain FPUC Retro, UI, PUA, PEUC, how to escalate your benefits and increase them, and how to go retroactively back to the effective date in which you claimed your benefits. Enjoy this throwback video explaining unemployment on Overnight's LALATE. Great news next week. Nancy Pelosi introduces a pot bill. Mitch McConnell introduces a lobster bill. And you know how to deal with this as you're waiting for your stimulus check or FPUC or UI benefits is you just sort of pull out a can of tuna. You look at Nancy Pelosi's pot bill and you're like, after a few minutes, you'll be like, I got my lobster here. I'm good. Thank you. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is LALATE, and this is our segment every day on unemployment assistance. Which, in the case of Mitch McConnell, shouldn't be the lobster industry, or in the case of Nancy Pelosi, shouldn't be the pot business. Let me get to that shortly, but thank you for joining me every day at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time for our Afternoons LALATE, a 2-hour programming block that starts with a check, then goes to hazard pay, then FPUC, UI, and PUA, and finally rent. This is part of our 3.5-hour programming schedule every day here on LALATE. If there was ever a day to subscribe and like to this channel, it might be today. Go to the front channel, hit the subscribe button, and drop your comments below. I will be answering some of your 900 PUA questions from yesterday. Boy, they were good ones. And then also like this video. It helps with the algorithm. Hit that thumb underneath the video. Let's get to the incredible details right now. As we sit here this afternoon, states are now confirmed for 6 weeks of LWA benefits. It will be paid in different routing times, different lump sums, depending on where you are, and also depending in the same state on when you applied. California gave us the most hysterical example late last Friday when they said, here is actually, I think it was 5 scenarios and 5 different ways you could be paid. You know, when you're talking about 6 weeks at $300, it's $1,800. I mean, that's 3 times 6 is $1,800, unless you're Larry Kudlow, then it's, $9,400. But you're going to get the money. So as you sit here today, stay calm, stay patient, stay motivated, stay focused. You're going to get 6 weeks of $300 for LWA if you certify for benefits every respective week and you're approved. What is different is that some states are paying them in different ways, and in some states, like California, they're paying them in different lump sums. So California gave an example of, we're going to do maybe 5 weeks, and then, 1 week, or 3 weeks, and then 2 weeks, or 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks, or 1 week, and then 6 weeks. It was just like, what is this, folks? Have you been drafting Nancy Pelosi's pot bill? It's all over the place. But what I need to tell you, as you sit here today, it doesn't matter what state you are in, if you qualify for LWA, you certify for LWA, you're going to get 6 weeks. It's going to come, and it's going to come in different lump sums, and it may be totally different for you than even your buddy or your neighbor next door. That's what's going on. Now, there's still the possibility, at least in Arizona, you might get a 7th week, because Arizona has confirmed they have enough money beyond 6 weeks, but they don't have enough money for a 7th. So whether or not they're going to pay that bridge, we just don't know. Additionally, there's the states that are paying the $100 supplement has not changed. It's about 4 states, which I've detailed on this channel every day, like Kentucky and Montana and Kansas and West Virginia and someone else. That $100 additional per week. So for 6 weeks, you'll get $600 additional. The $100 minimum threshold still remains in place. So if you do not qualify for the $100 minimum threshold, I'm sorry, it still remains in place. The hope to extend FPUC 2.0, whether it's called 2.0 FPUC or LWA, still remains in touch, as this channel has been detailing incredible great news for you. This is incredible great news, and it's updated today, this afternoon, and stuff that I've just seen, that there's more than enough funds to do another round of LWA. LWA is currently being administered by FEMA, with funds that are in FEMA. But this channel has identified $200 billion additionally that is sitting in federal coffers that could be used for you. It may not be sent out by FEMA, but it may be sent out by another agency, and they have the authority by nature of the executive order issued by Donald Trump several weeks ago that created LWA. What's incredible great news is that a lot of viewers need that LWA as the weeks are about to expire. We're about at the 6 weeks, and what will happen after that? How many weeks of LWA going forward under a 2.0 scenario would there be? Hard to say. But the great news, as we detailed them this afternoon, is that a lot of this CARES Act 1 money, which is what FEMA was, which is what the $200 billion is that I'm detailing, which is what the $300 billion that the president mentioned a week ago is, of that CARES Act 1 money, there's more of it now coming back. Yes, you're only going to hear that on this channel. There is another round of CARES Act 1 money that is lapsing, passing its deadline in just the next couple of days, late September. There are countless news reports out there about states that have to return or not be able to tap into money dedicated to them under the coronavirus relief fund that's expiring in late September that would then be able to be purposed by the president under an LWA 2.0 scenario. Would LWA have a $100 threshold? Likely. Would LWA 2.0 have a new executive order? Unlikely. The president could just use the same existing executive order and just refund it. Who would send out the money? The agency that has the money. And how quickly could we see it? We could see a very quick turnaround, because all you need to do is have the states that already applied have that same application on file and just get another round sent out to them. About 7 to 10 days. This is incredibly great news. The question is, why has it not been done, and how quickly it can be done? Whether it's Mark Meadows, the president, or Larry Kudlow, they've all talked about executive orders coming in the pipeline right away. This is among them. Whether it's stimulus checks or LWA 2.0, it needs to be done right now. The money's there, the president has authority, and you need to absolutely step up the purple power and say, hey, send out this money. Now, as we sit here today and we talk about FPUC 2.0, is there a possibility that FPUC 2.0 would happen in the next couple of weeks? I don't see it. But Larry Kudlow gave us optimism for it on Friday. He said the president's in favor of FPUC 2.0, and he wants to do FPUC 2.0 by legislative action that he would agree to. I don't think it's going to happen. Why? Because it looks like the president is still stuck on $300 or $400 and doesn't want to go anywhere near $600 unless Pelosi comes down on $600. The irony of the situation is Steve Mnuchin offered $400, Nancy Pelosi rejected it, and this was over a month ago. Millions of Americans would have gotten $400 without a $100 threshold over a month ago, and you would be getting $400 a week every single week all the way to December. That's a lot of months. December, November, October, September. That's 4 months times 4 weeks, 16 weeks, upwards of 20 weeks at $400, $8,000. I mean, this is a lot of money if I did my math correctly. Don't drop in the comments. You did math wrong. Yeah, it's hard doing math on camera. But that's a lot of money that she passed up because she wanted to do a bailout of state and local. A scandal which I've already covered on the video tube before this and on Mornings LALATE, and I'll cover it again tonight as more details are unfolding. So would there be an FPUC 2.0 in the next couple of weeks? I don't see it happening. I'm not going to say that there is. I think there will be another round of LWA because the money is there and the president can do it by executive order, and he has the executive order for it. So the great news as we sit here this afternoon is that more money is coming back to the Congress, not to the Congress, to the federal government, more money that can be repurposed for LWA, more money that can go out to you, and more money that can keep you covered until later in this year. If you've not gone on UI or PUA, you need to go on UI or PUA. PUA and UI still pays you for weeks you were impacted by COVID-19 back in March. I've gotten that question a lot. I was employed before, and then I got a job about a week ago. I'm going to work. Well, how about those weeks I was unemployed? Do I still get the benefits? Absolutely. So when you go to apply, you need to make sure that you do the following, that you watch my videos every day at this time slot. It's always the video with the $300 or the $600 in the thumbnail, in the image, and understand how to apply for PUA, how to apply for UI. What you need to understand is that when you apply, you need to understand the eligibility criteria and the date of impact. Most of the comments I get from viewers are, I was impacted in March. My lockdown was in March. My lockdown was in March. You need to make sure when you apply, you list March as your date of impact. It will ask you that question, because that is the day at which they start paying you. And once you do, when your claim is approved, the first week it'll ask you to certify for benefits is a week in March. If it first starts asking you to certify for benefits in a week in September, you have done something wrong. You need to call up your unemployment department of your state right away, because you did something inaccurate, and fix it. With that, we have the bombshells at the 9-minute mark. Let's get to it. Some of the 900 incredible questions yesterday about UI and PUA. I will be answering your questions about unemployment assistance starting right now. Candy Chad, who's a regular commentator, pick up a number, any number. It's like a cheap card trick in the middle of the cheap date. Jason Patterson, LA Gov should make a deal with the hotels to house the homeless, all the hotels in LA County. They did, but now they don't want to do it again. Brandon G, not all of them, but some of them. At what point will we grow tired of being jerked around by people we put in office and take back the power of the people? Trust me, if millions of people march on DC, they would listen, get something done now. I agree. You know, the protests have been sporadic. You have hazard pay protesting some places. You have lockdown people protesting. No one has protested as part of the Purple Power, as a collective force about stimulus and unemployment benefits. Rochelle Nicole, sleeping in a tent with 3 kids. If someone had better pull it together soon. Andy Kean, nothing's happening right now, guys, until the politicians grow up. I don't agree. The president can do this. He does not need the immature people of Congress. Debbie DeGuire, did I ever tell you that I'm a mom of 3 Marines? Well, now I know. Shelly Jacobs, wow, unbelievable. These people are supposed to be representing us. So scared, so sad. Very true. Linda Gutierrez, this isn't even good. Dondo Lesser, why is it okay for them to destroy so many lives while they play their damn political games? They work for us. They're destroying us. Very well said, Dondo. Gina Coy Cadwick Watts, I just signed the petition. Oh, well, thank you. Barbara Perez, LA, everyone on this channel cares. Even if we never met, we all care about each other. God bless everyone. Keep California in prayers. Amen. The spirit of this channel has always been about helping each other. We help each other. We support each other. We motivate each other. We help. We find relief. We share grants for each other. We're not competing for money. We're trying to get relief to all one another. That's the spirit of the Purple Power, the spirit of this channel before there ever was a Purple Power, where there was a bombshell, last month and the month before is Javita Late or Blaine 666. The spirit of this channel has always been helping one another. Michelle Aruda, when are we getting the stimulus checks? I have to pay bills. Lisa Brookins, I wish we'd stop talking and do it. Balita, you're literally the only person who gives us hope. I've always been the person who gave people hope. I was the person who gave people hope for EIDL when this channel first launched. I had thousands of viewers who had not gotten a penny from EIDL grant or EIDL loan. They had given up hope. They actually wrote, I gave up hope. They said, I'm about to shut my doors. I had viewers who said, I'm 24 hours away from writing payroll and I can't make payroll for my employees. I'm laying them off. But for you, I just got my EIDL loan. A dog groomer in Utah. I got my loan. You saved my business and you saved the lives of my employees within 24 hours. You gave us hope. You kept us going. Hope really does succeed. No money, no vote. Is that simple? Lee, very well said. Charlie's Purdue. How are you going to do this Saturday afternoon? I just wish the stimulus check would come through. Unfair Sanic, focus on 4 things. Least little beard. Make no mistake about this, all about the election. Very well said. Teresa Fenner, I heard there was still money left over for the last stimulus checks. Not enough. There is money left over, but not enough. You need about $300 billion for another stimulus check round. And then you need, somewhere around 200, 300, $400 billion for several weeks of LWA. Jennifer, Viganego. The question is, if they don't ever send help, what are we willing to do to show them that we're done playing? Protest. Teresa North, please, Lord, let them extend something to us for unemployment, even though I have to sign up for extension after next week because my benefits are running out. I'm praying so hard for Americans. Now, remember, for extended benefits, you have a lot of weeks. PUA, you have 30-something weeks, so you're not running out for PUA. UI, you have your normal level of benefits. Then you have your state extension. Every state generally has an extension on top of that. And then you also have another extension on top of that called FPEUC. So you have two extensions on top of your normal lane number. Lorene Johnson. That's right. We need to help each other. Amen. Shannon Marucci, did you ever say there was a whole flock of money just sitting around? I did. Well, what is the flock is the problem getting it to us. I love that. Deborah Dufresne, LALATE, those calculators a government issue. They snuff us enough. Prayers for all. Samuel, I'm like Jimi Hendrix. I'm in a purple haze. Purple power rocks. Yes, I hear you. Tony Paul, I just got into Bitcoin trading. Well, that's not this channel. Linda Lee, Trump will never be reelected unless he does a stimulus in a hurry. I agree. Absolutely. Miss Kathy Ann Fox. I've been waiting for my unemployment since Sunday. It'll be 14 weeks. I get through online. They tell me it's being reviewed. My work is not fighting it. I don't understand what the wait is. If there's anyone out there that's waited that long for unemployment, please reply back to me. I've lost so much. Okay, so let me answer you, Miss Kathy Ann Fox, and I think a lot of other viewers may have the same issue as well. This was one of the big problems. 14 weeks is nothing, sadly, as I say. When I started doing PUA, I did PUA the very first day on this channel, April 25th. PUA was not live. PUA went live on April 28th. The next day, some people started getting approval for PUA, but then I had viewers that applied the day after, like April 26th. They waited 3 months. They went absolutely through everything. I had one viewer, Kevin Lee, who just got upwards of $19,000 of back PUA just a few days ago. I had Eileen out in Florida who had to wait, 2-3 months to get $8,000. You can calculate how many weeks $8,000 is. You understand how the wait is. Now, if the question is how to get it faster, how to get it moving along, the one group that really, really helps you is your state assembly people. These are people in your state offices. It's your state elected officials. For example, in California, it's the Sacramento people, state assembly people. These aren't senators in Washington. I'm referring to state senators, state assembly people. You call their offices. They actually have people in the offices that will streamline and step up the ante for you. So 14 weeks is a very long time to wait, but it's not unusual. Will, what is holding up their breath for an executive order to be issued? I really don't know. I really think now is the time. I think last week it may have been the book, the Woodward book. I think it was the Bernstein book. I think it really was a distraction. And you don't want to do something so good as stimulus when there's a thing that's so bad out there at the same time. Now that's settling down, I think now is the time. Rose Teal, hey, from Colorado Springs, we're voting for you. Well, thank you. I'm just not going there. Kimberly Bray, hey, Purple Power, I'm so glad it's getting better there today. Well, thank you. Jim C, I'm in California. I received $300 last week. Yesterday, I received $600. Now $900 total in 9 days so far. So he received in little bits. He received 300, then 600. So he was my third example in California. Bottom line is, have patience. Things are just coming very slowly. Brian B. Diddy Rogers. I had an alert from my bank account yesterday that there was a Tavaza sent to me an extra $900. This is apart from the $300. Thanks again for putting the word out there. Yes. If you are not the example from the woman before, but if you are in your portal and it shows paid or payment, it means it has been paid. If it shows pending, it means it's about to be paid. The bottom line is have patience. It's coming. It's, I get a lot of comments from people. Why has it not come? I'm waiting for it. Where is it? It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. If you were denied or you're ineligible, that would be a bigger issue we have to worry about. But you don't have that in your status. You just have the money coming. It's coming. Stay calm. Matthew Matterson, hello. I just got released from prison in December 2019. I found a job right away. Got laid off because of the epidemic. I did not qualify for the first stimulus check. Will I qualify for the second? I'm collecting unemployment benefits still to this day. Thank you. Yes, you will. Absolutely. You have to be incarcerated when the stimulus check is issued or becomes active law, and you're not. They can ignore each other, but cannot ignore us. Very well said. Sharon. Wow. How do we get so lucky? Love, love, love watching you. Bring it on, LA. Well, thank you. And I love your emojis. Beautiful emojis. There's nothing more, even emojis print well. Jason Patterson. Why doesn't the federal government hire a property manager to take over California? Because it's at the Temple of Doom. Barbara Perez. They bought the calculators at the flea market. Mike Boyd. Marine is getting 2 checks, each for $900. Oh, excuse me, Maine. That's one of those days. He said Maine, not Marine. Maine is getting 2 checks, each for $900, one last night and one next week. Okay, thank you. So any Maine viewers, you now know what's happening. Calculator might be coming. Oh, I'm not reading that comment. You're doing a wonderful job. Thank you for your blessing so much, Harvey. Well, thank you. Sharon, again, yes, most definitely we need support for one another, LALATE. Boy, if there was a day to drop the comments below, it'd be today. Drop your comments below if you have questions to today's video about PUA, UI, FPUC, or LWA. Go to the front channel, hit the subscribe button, and hit the alert so you get an alert when a new video goes live. Also, like this video. It helps with the algorithm. We're trying to get to 250,000 subscribers, and we're almost there. We're about 1,500 away. No one in the history of YouTube has ever reached 250,000 subscribers in four months. So liking this video can help, and also subscribing to this channel. Coming up next is Rent. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay with LA for more.